Welcome to episode 239. I'm going to call this a very, 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 very special edition because I think out of the conversations we've had over the year, if there was an award for the most important, vitally life-changing conversation, the conversation Dana and I are going to engage you in tonight, I think would win that award hands down, especially if you're a hardworking Summit Salon owner that really wants to. It would be wonderful to have something to show for your 10, 20, 30, 40-year commitment or more to your craft. So we're going to call this reimagining your salon's exit strategy. If you ever been, if you come to Summit, you know that it's the terms that we use. And we're going to call it the 10-year, the 20-year, and it's a very different strategy that you've heard in the past. It is as much about bringing more profitability into the salon, saving some of that profit, doing something creative with that profit so that long-term that becomes as much of your exit plan as any other strategies that you happen to have in place, because God forbid, if the best plan that you had doesn't work, this is your safety net, as you'll see. Dana will tell you about it. My guest tonight is Dana Robinson, and she is the co-owner of Pure Posh Salon. Letty's Latham is on in the room tonight, also watching the conversation, and they own Pure Posh, which is an extraordinary business down in one of my favorite cities in the whole wide world, San Antonio, Texas. So 2019, Pure Posh is in the game. I think Dana told me her sales were around 1.5 mil in 2019, and just shut down 7 weeks plus. So 2020 is going to be one of those years. But all the stats are right when you add up the referral and the new business in or around 19-20%. RTS is 21%. Average service ticket is $100. Rebook is 60%. So all the right stats make this thing work. And so so she's solid as a business, and in the savings plan that she's got going with Payrock, she thought it was $400,000 inside of that, and she found out tonight that there was a total of about double that. So she said she was screaming at me. She was hyperventilating. So it's all good news, and we'll talk about that. But the plan that she's on, it has been around. It's not a new plan. It's been around for probably 10, 15 years. It's not part of the Payrock plan. It was Integrity's plan. They used to call it the Salon Save program. And currently, there are 365 salons that are on that are part of that community, that in addition to using Payrock as their credit card processing agent in the pay space, they also take advantage of this feature. Now wait, there's more. There's over $65 million that has been saved collectively in these 365 salons. The average salon is at 180,000, and as I said, Dana is exponentially greater than that. We'll put it at we'll just leave it at that. If you don't follow Pure Posh, the handle there is Pure Posh Salon on Instagram. Feel free to direct message her or email her. I'll put some links on the comments from our thing tonight. But I'm going to bring her out. I want to tell. I always love, me. I always love to start with the story, but I want to engage her in this special conversation called Salon Save. So I'm going to go get her, say a prayer that the Wi-Fi gods are nice to us tonight. I will unmute. There she is. You're going to make my friend Dana feel welcome, please. Good to have you. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm very, very, very well. I've been so looking forward to having you here tonight and engaging in. You heard me talk about the profound importance of this if you're a Summit Salon owner. So, but get us going, first of all, who you are. How did you get to Pure Posh? How did you get to now the Salon Professional Academy in San Antonio? What, in a nutshell, what's your story?
I've been a stylist for a lot of years, floated around a lot of places. Actually met you for the first time a long time ago, 20 plus years ago at Premier Orlando when I lived in Orlando and was working at a salon there. My husband and I got married, transferred to San Antonio, Texas. And, life is different. Different towns are different. Everything's different. And I kind of floated to this salon and that salon and really looking for a salon that was kind of lacking the culture of what I had. And, at that point, wanted to create it myself, wanted to kind of create what I was looking for, wanted to kind of create a place that I would want to work and that I would want to call home and that, people would be proud to work at. So started about 15 years ago, opened a salon, 8 chairs. Through some craziness, we've actually moved salons twice. Lots of ups, lots of downs, lots and lots of bumps in the road. First time that I met Randy Kunkel and he introduced us to y'all through Summit, scraped every penny of every dollar from the business, to get us to go to Summit. It was, we opened the salon and a couple years later, the Depression hit, and everyone was struggling. So lots of ups, lots of downs, got introduced to y'all. And, it's the circle of life. And, 15 years later, we're in a 5,000 square foot, 18 chair salon in what I would call would be under normal circumstances, an A+ shopping center. But we've had a couple national retail stores that, have shut some doors in lieu of going online, a movie theater. And so, even though our plaza, is amazing, even some of the things right now that we're going through with life, with, the surroundings and things like that, it's ever changing. So we're here. We have 18 chairs. We currently have 16 stylists. We have one that just left to get ready and go have a baby. So we're waiting for that call any day for Whitney. And we're growing and we're trying, and we have a couple associates on board and we're working our butts off. We're working our butts off to recover from all of this craziness every day.
Yeah. Amen. And you and I, like you, in your story, I met you once upon a time ago. So I've had an opportunity to watch you evolve over the years. And then you and I we entered into a fresh new conversation about this piece. And as a result, you're on tonight. So what I'd like you to talk about, to kind of pivot a little bit, when did you meet and plug into, it was Integrity before it was Payrock, but what was the actual year that you plugged into this feature that a lot of people don't take advantage of, called Salon Save? And we'll get you talking about what that is and how that changed it, because that sounds like that was a difference maker for you.
It was huge. I'll tell you what. And I'm going to say it's been, I don't even know the exact, but it was back when it was Integrity. And I'm going to say it's been 8 or 9 years ago. And, it was at one of those points when we were struggling and, sometimes we were having issues and sometimes things were wonderful. And it's kind of like at home. If you have $100 in your wallet, you want to spend $100. And they called us and we were talking and, they're talking about a new program they had that was called the Salon Save back then. And hey, did you know you could give us a dollar amount? Or hey, did you know you could set aside a percentage of your nightly batch out and we would put it in a different bank account for you? And in our heads, we were like, well, that sounds good, but we'll just transfer it back. Now, us not being so regimented back then, we actually started it with a bank that was like 10 miles away and we didn't get a debit card. So if we needed, at that point, it was kind of like our oh crap account, or, whatever you want to call it, save it for the rainy day account. But, if you have $100, you get $100. But if you have $95, you'll only spend that $95 because we couldn't touch the other $5. And I'll tell you what, it started there, and it's progressed and it's spiraled. And, at this point, 8, 9 years later, we have it down to like a science that, we have a percentage that comes out of our sales every night, and it actually goes into 2 different accounts. So we have one split that goes into like an owner's savings account for the owners for dividends or draws or, whatever you'd like to call it. And then we have one part of the split that goes into our salon savings account. And that is a blessing in itself, because we've always had the salon savings account portion and, a small, the small part for the owners and the savings account. But I'll tell you what, I don't know that we're as determined to save money and, transfer money as they are. But when COVID hit, that savings account saved our salon. And I'm not lying, and I'm not embarrassed to say this, but the savings account that they had set up for us, by the time COVID was done and we were getting ready to reopen, we were down to literally, I don't even know that we had $5 in there, and as soon as we opened up and as soon as we started generating income again, the most important thing on earth was to get back to this batch out, because if we didn't have this stability for the owners and for the security of the salon, we don't know what's coming up. We don't know, what the rest of 2020 or the rest of 2021 has. So the most important thing we could do for our staff and our salon was go right back to where we were and start putting that money away, because that money saved our lives and that money saved our salon.
Yeah, what you're saying here is so. First of all, I want to give it up for you're in the zone. You're talking in tongues now. The gospel here is very, very, very rich. Now, because there's a lot of people that are making comments tonight. In our classroom community, going to be a lot of other people watching it. But in a nutshell, your typical credit card processing company, you batch in your at the right, and then they take their whatever their points are, and then that's it. The money goes into your business account, and away you go. And you're saying, well, yes, but in addition to that, we have an option of taking some money, percentage, and earmarking it into our own accounts. Some of that could be rainy day fund. Some of that could be something a little bit long term, but it's one, you and I were chatting about this 20 years ago. We called it pay yourself first. Save your money first and save what's left. But we didn't have something like this. It was, and whether you were a hairdresser or a salon owner or whatever, and now Payrock has this built in to the system. And now I said you were at like 400. You're twice that, and you freaked out when I gave you that data. So because you just it's almost like you forget about it. Time flies, and then all of a sudden you look at this nest egg one day, and it's like, my God, we have a goose here that's laying golden eggs for us.
Oh my God, I literally almost choked when you actually told me the actual amount, because it's literally like, just socking away money that we never, I know we know it exists because we know what we do in services on a daily basis, but what we learn to exist on and the money that we've learned to budget and what we live our, what we do our reorders with and what we do all of that stuff with, it's never included that money. So it's like it's never existed. Poof, it's gone. So, well, we live. Here's our budget. Yes. But if we had the full budget, we'd spend the full budget. Yes. But we just.
And it's not. What I want to stress tonight is it is not reckless. It is not crazy that the companies have been big corporations. L'Oreal does this to some degree, a version of it, and where you it's built in, it's part of the budgeting. I think it's probably the best kept secret in the Summit Salon community. If there was an award for best kept secret, I'm curious about how many Summit Salon owners don't know about this or are on Payrock and aren't taking advantage of this feature?
Well, and and I've talked to other ones, and and I have actually a friend that has a salon up in Austin, and we were talking about it, and she said she was getting ready to start it. Shelly, a common friend of ours, she said she was getting ready to start it with them. But here's my thing, when we started it, here's the thing: at the end of the day, it's always your money. So if you feel like you put too much money, then you bring a little back if you have to.
Right.
But the fact that it's not there, we never would have learned how to budget to a touch smaller amount, because you spend what's in your wallet, right? I mean, if you have a $100 bill, you spend a $100 bill. You don't go to the store and say, well, I'm only going to spend 95 and put 5 back in my wallet. Nobody does that.
Right.
But if somebody hands you $95, well, then you don't even know the other 5 existed, because I've never touched it.
Right.
And, I would be lying if I said I was disciplined and I was a great saver and I was, all kinds of stuff. And my husband's probably like dying laughing, because I'm a spendaholic. So if I have, whether it's at home or like whether it's at the salon, I'm going to spend some money.
Yes. Well, here, I mean, it's interesting. My dashboard on Facebook is blowing up right now because I've got people saying, I had no idea that this feature was there for me. And when you said Shelly, we know who you're talking about. This is the biggest. This is the biggest, most I'm getting goosebumps now. Well-run salon in the Summit community, Urban Betty. I'll be on the phone with her tomorrow saying, Shelly, I love you too much to not nudge you into doing this, because the essence of genius is simplicity, and this idea is simply genius. Now, I want to ask you a couple more questions. You are on Envision's point of sale cloud-based scheduling system, correct?
Yes, sir. We've been on Envision 10 years, 10 plus years with Envision and Integrity, and now Payrock.
Right. And so you've been on Integrity/Payrock on the base service, but now you've been plugged into this for about 8 years. So
yes.
I hear, on the Summit Salon community page, you'll hear people, I want to be very gracious, offering feedback that, they had a guest complain that they were double charged, and it was Payrock this and Envision that. I wanted to ask you, do you have those issues, and how do you get them cleaned up? And the conversation tonight is so huge. It's like to get too caught up on that is like you're missing the bigger picture.
Well, I mean, my thought on that is, here's the thing, right? The grass is always greener. No, it's not. Like, you know what I mean? There's always an issue no matter where you go. So for us, Integrity and Envision is our home. We've had glitches. We've had, has somebody been double charged? I don't know. Did my front desk do it? Did they do it? Nothing that we've ever had is like some reoccurring horrible issue where we're like, oh my God, we have to get rid of them. Because here's my thing. We get rid of them. We go to, I don't even know who, because I don't look, but they're going to have an issue too. But I know this system inside and out. I got to tell you, I have 2 reps with Integrity. I have both of their cell phone numbers on my phone. I can text them, and I can call them, or I can email them, or I can do whatever. I have no issues. But I will tell you, like, you know what? They didn't invent glitches. We've gone to Target and gotten double charges, or maybe I shouldn't say Target on the air, but
yeah, right.
POS systems everywhere have issues and have glitches everywhere. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
I love it.
In general, I mean, we're happy. The little here and there things that we have, guess what? It happens to everybody.
I'm thrilled that you're saying this, because the way I would put it is, it's the truth, but it's not the whole truth.
Yeah.
The whole truth is, some of this crap comes with the turf, and if you have a client that's freaking, make it right, and then move on.
Oh yeah.
And see the bigger picture. Called after a number of years, you're just this side of a 7-figure savings plan in this, and I'm going, that's what you want to be focused on. As 1 or 2 clients are blowtorching you because their credit card was double charged.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, fix it, but don't get don't get caught in the, like you said, making mountains out of molehills.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would tell, yeah, don't make a mountain out of an molehill. Because I mean, if you spend your time doing it with that, like how many other things are you nitpicking, right? And you're just making your own life more stressful because like you're in your own head, just making things go crazy. So for us, I want
to end our conversation by just asking you, boy, there's a number of people watching tonight that maybe have been on Payrock or whatever, not taking advantage of this. They're listening to you, they're looking at you, they're relating with what you're saying, and they're asking, gee, do I or don't I do this? What would you say to them to maybe raise the probability? How important is this to you, and could you say to them to make sure that this loose end gets tied down?
I would say do it. I would say don't wait, because tomorrow's not soon enough. It's like you never have enough money to have a baby. You never have enough money to buy a house. There's never the right time, right? Like we always think like, oh, as salon owners, well, I got to buy this or I got to buy that. And you never put yourself first. Tomorrow, call them. Tell them you want to do 1%. I mean, they can put 1% of your sales. They can put $1 for every $100 into a side account. And guess what? At the end of the day, it's still your account. So start small, but whatever you do, start.
Yeah,
because you got to get to $1 before you get to 5.
You started small with a baby step, and when I see it, the percentage that you are now allocating to your account and the size of that golden egg, so you've become a Jedi at it. You just get skillful over the years.
Well, we've learned, you know what? We've grown up. We've grown up in the salons. We've grown up in the salon industry. You know, I opened a salon as a dumb stylist that all I knew was styling. I was a great stylist, but I didn't know business. You know, between watching everything you do in classes and reading books and just, you know, going to the symposiums and learning things, I am so much, you know, I'm not brilliant, but I know so much more about business now. And here's the thing. Like I said, we've just learned to live with the budget we've given ourselves. You know, we're not taking an amount away that's going to hurt the business, but we're setting just a good balance away that it's the right amount to be away, but we can still run a successful business without issues.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
This is as much about retirement, exit strategy, 401, wealth building. You know, we have all these plans, but if the plans don't work, at the end of the ride, we have this. Without this, there's a risk of there's too much of a difference between what you plan, what you have, and you go to the landlord's office, you drop the keys on the desk, and you say, last one out, turn off the lights, and you really don't have a lot to show for all of the sacrifice. This is saying, no, build it in, pay yourself first, and make this work. All right. We're out of time, but you have to promise me that you'll come back for an encore, because I think.
Oh my God.
I mean, my board, my Facebook page is blowing up right now. People are going, oh my God, I had no idea about this. So stay close to me. I'm going to have you back, because I think whatever it looks like to you now and me over the next several months and year or so, it's going to even look larger. So we're going to give it up for you one more time. Dana Robinson.
Thank you. Great to see you.
All right. Stay well. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Unfreaking believable. Stay on with me. Stay on with me a minute, because there's going to be a follow-up to this. This is not going to be a one and done. I want to do a series of these, and I got a guest coming on Tuesday. I'm doing another special edition. And it's Payrock. It's called the Salon Save, where you set aside a percentage of your choice and you start paying yourself first to build your exit strategy. Like I said, 365 salons are part of their community. So they've got a few thousand salons that are on Payrock, but only 365 Danas. And I'm going to show you a couple of other Danas before you leave, so stay on. Don't hit the exit button yet. 65 mil. When you really look at it, I'm going to have Michael Thomas, Hair Design, Michael and Denise come on to really share their story with you. They're now up to a 10% holdback, and they've got over $1 million, 1.2 million saved. Dana is now, she's at 5%, and she's at 820,000. You guys, I've been hanging out with you too many times. I've cried with a lot of you after, you know, people leave and they take whatever they take with them, and you feel, you know, whatever, however you feel, it's not a good feeling. But you have this tied down, and away you go. So I'm going to put Payrock's handle on this post on my page, and the person I want you to connect with is Christina Medias. She is the relationship manager. I work with her exclusively. Her number is 773-401-5903. I'll post that on my on my caption. But reach out to her. And no, wait, there's more. Tuesday, this coming, another special edition. I wanted the one of the owners of the company, Adam Oberman, on. I want him to really come on and talk about this from the company standpoint. They acquired Integrity. So there's a whole story there that I want you to get. And that last couple of years or so with Integrity were not good years, if you will. So there was just a lot happening. I have unshakable faith in this company. And it's for the reasons that we're having the conversation tonight. And I said, look, if I'm going to hang out with you, you need to do whatever you need to do to clean up whatever needs to get cleaned up. But we want to get on to a much bigger conversation called the Salon Save exit strategy. So stay close to us, and we will be in touch with you. Christina is on my page now, so she must have landed. She was going home for the weekend. Good to have you, Christina. Go ahead and put your email and your text on your comment, Christina, and that's one more place that people can look. So it was a great show tonight. Again, I want to give it up to Payrock. I want to give it up to Dana. You're on my page. You know you're on my page. It's Michael Cole Summit. We bring this to you because this is important stuff. We are powered by L'Oreal. So because L'Oreal makes the commitment to us that they're making in financial dollars, we can bring you this knowledge. Just tonight, you guys, tonight is going to change the trajectory of your damn life. So, you know, thank you, L'Oreal. I'm going to keep this interview on the page. We'll edit it. I'm going to also put it on my Instagram IGTV channel. We'll edit it down, curate it to watch it. Adam will be on, and then I'm going to have Michael Thomas, Mr. and Mrs. on to talk about this until I get enough of you guys on this to make this happen. So it's been a beautiful thing. Keep hanging out with us. Oh, you guys, there's a ton of you that signed up for the Summit 365, and that's where all of my new video content is going. So we got virtual coaching going. I mean, you just got a lot going on. And I'm wearing my new tee tonight. The Pamela Udall, if she's on, I wanted just to do a special shout out to her. She bought some T-shirts and it's golf for a nonprofit cause called Believe and Read, helping children that are struggling with literacy so that they have a better life. So thank you. And I'm wearing my new tee tonight. Rob Miller made that for me. So if you like it, get on that .com, mctattees.com, and you'll be the bomb. Thank you again to L'Oreal Professional. Thank you again to Salon Centric. Thank you again to State and RDA. And thank you again to Summit Salon Business Center. All of this now is a collective, collaborative community to bring you things that are going to help you to continue to grow. Excellent. Good show, you guys. I'm going to let you get on with your life. I'm going to get on with mine, and we will see you. We will see you soon.